Hey guys, welcome to the channel. We got a fun video for you, and you likely clicked on the link just because you probably want to know for yourself how this Plasti Dip stuff works. Now, a lot of guys use this to spray on vehicles, and it gives you a nice protective coating that's removable. But we're going to go back to the purpose of it. As you see here, there is a wrench that has been dipped in this stuff. So we're going to actually do that today. We're going to use this, and it's been a while for me, so I want to get refreshed on this, let you guys see how it looks as we dip a nice fresh set of pliers. This one is from Tsunoda, and it is there, if you guys can see real close, is the PLC 200U. And we'll talk about more of that in just a second, but hang tight. We'll go over what is the process, how do you prep it, how do you do it, what are the important factors to make sure that it actually comes out successful. Hopefully we do that all here in this video so it turns out great for you, so stay tuned. We'll get into this right now. All right, so start off, this is the Plasti Dip. It is a 14.5 fluid ounce can, and you might want to freeze from here so you can see on the back the directions are for prepping it. Coat metal, wood, glass, rubber, concrete, fabric, you name it. They recommend these processes here. Use a string, hang the item. I've actually got a magnet set up here, so I'm gonna let it dangle. Let you guys kind of see what that looks like. It's just gonna hang there like that, and anything that drips off could drip off right there. This is the key part here. I've seen a lot of people try to do this, and if you don't follow the insertion timing, which is 1 inch every 5 seconds, which is very slow, and will draw at the same rate, then you stand not coating perfectly and also creating some runs in the process. And then wait at least 30 minutes between coats. It's very cold out, so I may actually wait even longer for mine, and 4 hours to minimum dry. And it also talks down here about how you could clean it up as well. You could use VM&P naphtha, xylene, toluene, and other solvents as you want to clean up. Say, for instance, you want to have the bottoms exposed and you want to clean that. Those solvents help out with that process to separate already dipped areas and not, or if you just overdo it. First and foremost, you got to clean and prep the surface of this. We're going to use some alcohol here to clean off the surface. I recommend always using a clean rag because you do not want to put any grease or solvents back onto the parent material because the bonding is going to be crucial and that this is dry, clean, and especially if it's porous like this, that helps out even more for it to bond to that. So we'll clean it up really good so there's no grease or other foreign substances. You may also find yourself doing a full cleanse with, say, maybe even a bath, a parts bath, or a wire brush. Luckily in the case of this pliers setup, it's fairly new, has fairly little use, so it's not going to be as hard for me to get it prepped. All right, so I think we got this mostly prepped and cleaned. What we'll do next is I recommend shaking this up as much as you can beforehand, especially if it's not already opened. We just took the lid off, and as you can see here, this is what is inside. This is your Plasti Dip. So it's a very thick paste-like substance. And what we're going to end up doing is we're going to just dip this down inside like so and pull back up. We're going to do it very slowly to ensure that you get the maximum coverage because you want this to look uniform, much like these, although this is a different type of dipping solution. But that's the idea. Give a nice smooth coating. Note, this is going to take multiple coats. So we're going to go slow, one coat at a time, until we get to the desired thickness on these pliers. Now it looks like I have enough width to get down inside there and out. You do not want to knock the side as you go down and out, or down and in. If that becomes a problem, you could always separate these like so, and dip it one at a time. We'll give it a shot like this. I think we'll be just fine. All right, key is 1 inch every 5 seconds. Now to you guys, this might seem like turtle speed. It is turtle speed. We are taking our sweet old time. There's no need to be in a rush. If you want something that's going to last and look good, it doesn't hurt to take the time to make sure it looks great. I'm going to turn a little bit because I want this to come up a ways on this first dip. I want to submerge it just probably a little bit further. At the top of those ridges to drop in. Alright, I think that is going to get me where I want to be. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull back out really slow. Alright, so it's all the way out. I'm going to let it sit here for a second and just drip off anything that might be quickly wanting to remove itself. So far it's not doing much dripping at all, which is nice to see. Okay, I think I'm going to now take this and let it sit and hang here and try to dry. I'm going to actually try to open these jaws up too a little bit. It kind of came up in here and it's connecting in between the two arms. And I don't want it to do that. So we'll go ahead and separate the two arms, let them dry apart, and see if that allows it to remedy the issue. Cover this back up on the top, get that sealed, because we do not want that to dry out whatsoever. And then we'll start the drying process. I'll zoom out here, guys, so you can see. There you go. It's just sitting there, hanging and drying. We'll give that a little bit to sit there. We'll come back out. I'll show you guys where we're at in just a bit. Alright guys, we are back. I actually let this dry for about an hour. So we'll take a look here at these. You can see I could touch them. Looks like it's laid down there good. I don't want to get any oils all over it, so be careful how you do touch them. But it looks like it managed to close. Okay, up top. So I want to dip again, and I think I just want to kind of come up to this point now. Maybe right where that little point meets in the middle. Because I want to be able to use my hands on here and have some thickness to the handle grips. Alright, let's get to this. What's nice too is it didn't drip. If you do it well enough, it's not going to drip on you. Alright, let's get at this. Let's go ahead and dip it back inside there. Remember, going slow, an inch every 5 seconds. I'll give it a little twist now. Now it's in there. Make sure we get both sides. Okay, we got both sides. I want to pull it out ever so slowly. We'll let it just hang here for a second. Make sure there's no drips that come off of it. It appears to stick really well. All right, we'll take it out here. I'm going to spread this open again to keep that from drying in between the two. As you guys can see here. So this done pretty good so far. One little teeny divot right there I'm seeing. One little there. But all in all, it's been doing pretty good. Okay, I'm going to put the lid back on. Keep that as dry as possible. And since there is a little residue there, I'm just going to double check and make sure any of that doesn't come off because I don't want it to get stuck as it closes. I'm okay wiping this upper section just a little bit. So I do not want that to impede closing of the jaw. So as I pulled the arms apart, it kind of clumped there just a little bit. All right, we'll put this up to hang out. I'm just going to see if I could catch some of this material that got built up. All right, guys, we're going to let this dry for, say, another hour. We'll come back out, check it out. This is after the second coating drying. You can see the marks of where it comes down just a little bit lower. And I did try to do a little touching up inside here, which doesn't look too bad, but it also doesn't look the best. Also note that there was an air pocket supposedly inside there. You can see that. So that did not fill up that space, but otherwise, I mean, it's looking pretty good. All right, guys, so we finalized dipping these pliers. Now, I've got a total of, let's see if you guys even see close here. But I actually got a total of 5 layers on there. I tried to make the last layer come up a little bit further to cover up some of those previous layers. And, you know, what do you guys think? Do you think it turned out good? These are some before and afters for you on size and dipping. I mean, it seems to have gained several mils to it. I mean, and it feels good. Like it feels less, I mean, less harsh. I mean, you can look here too, you can see it actually filled in all those gaps. Now, there have been some challenges along the way with this. First and foremost, making sure that I get up to the line that I want. I will also note too, you guys can see it here, that this is actually kind of pinching on itself in between the two handles here. And you can see it's making a little bit of a mess of the material. I didn't really think ahead on that. I didn't think it would actually accumulate that big there. Granted, it closes now, that's okay. But if I go to this angle, yeah, that becomes a little bit of a problem. I can't go full lock as it sets currently. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Maybe add some heat to it, press it down. But for the time being, it's nice. In hindsight, I think I'd probably come up to this spot right here because it'll allow for that to not get filled in between the two handles. But all in all, it's nice grip, nice tactile feel. You know, it does feel grippy, and this will be nice to have while working. You know, say it's in the cold or just to have that extra grip. If you have hands that have arthritis or they're just sensitive to working with these bare metal handles, then I would say dipping is your friend. Now, overall length, it did grow in length just slightly where it dipped there. But you guys could see for yourself how it kind of changed the profile. Just got a little bit fatter. But, I mean, five coats is plenty enough for me. You guys saw what the process looked like there. But, you know, now it's got me thinking, what else do I want to do? Obviously, there's other color choices. You know, do I go on and do all the rest of my pliers? You know, do I take these hammers, or even too, if I want a little bit of extra grip on some of these hammers, do I dip those as well? Do I now go and make my own comfort grips on my ratchets? Right, I could go ahead and just dip it as far as I'd like, and now I can have my own comfort grip that I can remove if I don't like it later on. I got extra sets of dikes. Or even punches. I mean, when and where does it end with dipping? I guess that's my question. Have you guys dipped? Are you guys addicted to Plasti Dipping? I like to hear about your guys' projects in the comments below, because I'm sure some of you guys have some creative ones. And even if you haven't, if you got an idea that's worth looking into, I'm all ears. I like thinking of other opportunities to use this product. Dipping didn't come without its challenges or mistakes on my part. I've always mentioned this one up here. But even as you dip, I actually took a rag and accidentally touched it here as I was trying to clean up some extra dip that splashed up top. And I actually caused it to ripple all the way down the side. I will note, guys, that if you use an air fan or compressed air and you blow on the side, as it's still wet, right as you just pull it out, you could sit there and actually blow the material and have it self-level. It will self-level out. And I'll show you the spot. I think it's actually amazing how well it's done. It had to be on this side. You can just see a slight residue of bubbles left over. But this actually got pretty gnarly touched. And I just went ahead and blew the material over, came back, and it self-healed. So that's a good feature about this is, yeah, if you're clumsy or make a mistake, you could fix it because it self-heals if you catch it in time. Or you come back and dip it again right over the top of it if it isn't too gross of an error that you made. Please like and subscribe and tell me what you guys think. Should we do some more projects like these? I'd love to hear your guys' feedback because ultimately you guys watch, so I want to know what piques your guys' interest. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon.